The Manuscript of Survival, Part 418. June 5, 2014. You have by now surpassed any and all of your predecessors, dear ones, as you have indeed accomplished a feat few would have thought possible. For if it were not for you, none of the imminent changes that are about to start to unfold would be coming about, at least, not in the manner and at the speed that they will be appearing at now. For as you anchored yourself fully into this integrated new level of merged energy, you automatically opened up a new and much faster lane, if you will, for these energetically charged particles, these small but ever so powerful harbingers of change, and now, you stand before a veritable smorgasbord of opportunities. For you have come to the shores of the sea of potential, and now there is nothing stopping you from taking the plunge and immersing yourselves completely in what lies before you. For what you stand before now is that vast and inviting open sea of potential, the never-ending source of opportunities to retune and tweak whatever it is that is out of sync and out of line, and now, you will slowly but surely be guided to step further and further out into this ocean. And as you start to find your bearings and learn to trust your ability to float freely in all of this liquid light of potential, we are sure that you will all start to feel at home real quick. And as you make yourself at home in this vast new field of energetic raw material at your disposal, you will also be prodded into action at what may seem to be some rather odd instances of surprising alignments and opportunities that will come unannounced. And so, you might suddenly find yourself on a trip to somewhere unexpected or off to meeting someone hitherto unknown, or you will find yourself in the right place at the perfect time to come into contact with someone you may not know before, but to whom you will feel an instant connection to as soon as you lay your eyes upon them. You see, the threads that you have been so busy spinning will now be pulling themselves tighter together, creating a much firmer foundation on which you can all stand. For now, what has been a loose connection of intertwined strands of light will become a shimmering, glittering whole that will enable you all to truly commit to the tasks you have been given. For as we have told you again and again, what you have been enduring up until now have simply been the preliminaries, the all-important preparations that has been necessary in order to prepare you all, not just as individuals, but also as a collective. But now, you stand poised to not simply be, but also to start to do, in every sense of the word. For you will become as busy bees, continuously collecting your treasures of information and energy, and you will continue to fill your collective hive with more and more of this golden trove, whereby you will construct your very own paradise. And this paradise is none other than the world of your dreams, the place where all who dwell there do so because they have chosen to immerse themselves fully in the light. For as you all know well by now, this path is not for those who cannot commit. This path is for those who make a decision on their highest level to truly lift themselves out and away from the old for good, and as such you are the ones who were amongst that first group of pioneers, the ones who were the first to set sail for virgin territory, following a calling in your hearts to leave behind the old and go and seek your Arcadia on a very new shore. And now you have set foot on that shore, you have arrived, dear ones, and now, the building of your very own paradise will ensue. It will not be without its hardship and toil, but this time you will find yourself singing as you continue to construct the land of your dreams bit by bit, piece by piece. For this is not a case of arriving into something that is ready-made and fully constructed, where all you have to do is to put the key in the door and let yourself into your brand new abode. No, this is the place that you will make come alive, by adding the bits and pieces of your dreams into a seamless construction of love. For there are millions upon millions of things to do, but there are more than enough of you to take on this wonderful task of making it into being, now that you have accomplished the task of demolishing the old limitations that kept you from doing what you are about to do. For what has been stopping you was the very idea that you were incapable of doing this in the first place, but now, that old idea of powerlessness has completely lost its power over you, and you stand as if new again, ready to finally unleash those awesome powers you all carry within. And this is what you will do, in all sorts of ways, and in all kinds of places. For some, you will be brought into some very new and for you totally unfamiliar territories in every sense of the word. While for others, you will find yourself thriving in what used to be an old and stale environment, but now, it will be as if it too has been set alight by this incoming light. For remember, what you will make come into being, is on this very planet where you have spent so many lifetimes, and so, your new abode will be in the same quadrant on the firmament as the old one, but it will be in a very different energetic environment. And so, what some has construed to be a flight away from this planet and into loftier and friendlier spheres far, far away out in the unknown space, is in fact all about something much closer to home. For you have created the necessary shift that has brought this very planet into alignment with the coordinates that will engender the brand new timelines that you have chosen to inhabit. For as you stepped away from the old, you also stepped across the chasm that divided you from these new and far more fertile layers of energy that will help to not only sustain your dreams, but also ensure that they come into being. For you are not here to dream of a better life anymore. You are here to make it come alive in every sense of the word, by making decisions and by initiating actions that will enable every single aspect of this hitherto imaginary world to come alive. And this you will do, with every breath that you take and with every step that you make, and you will begin to put the pieces together that are already out there, ready to become manifest by your willingness to see them and acknowledge them. Remember, this is not like the pioneers of yore, who brought with them their meager belongings and staked out a claim in the wilderness, and by the blood of their hands heaved out a primitive existence in a small glade in the wild forest. No, you are here to do the opposite, for you are here to simply open up the stores of treasures that are already there, waiting for you to find them, and these stores include any and all tools you might need at your disposal in order to make the new world not only new, but a fully functional society in all its glory. For you will not be asked to step away from the old and into something far simpler and less developed, far from it. You will be asked to step away from the old and crude ways of thinking and doing and into the new and complex but far, far more intelligent way of going about life. For as we have told you earlier, all of mankind's problems can be laid at the door of mankind itself, for you have created every single one of them by your inability to see things in the right way, and by your refusal to see how everything is deeply connected with each other. But now, you have not only opened your eyes but your very hearts to this truth, and so now, you will begin to do things in the best way. Not just for each individual, but for all, and most of all, for the benefit of your home, your very own Mother Earth. For she will be your greatest ally in this, for she knows that you will be the ones who will give her a new lease on life. You are the ones that will embrace her fully, and you are the ones who will understand the true treasures she is offering you. For this world will become a paradise once again, where the vitality of the very air you breathe and very ground you step upon will become so ingrained into your everyday lives, you will no longer fathom how you could live as disconnected from it all like you have been so used to. And together you will make it all come alive again, by pledging your lives to the reconstruction of this paradise, and by making this dream of it come fully into being. This task may seem insurmountable to many of you, for as you look about, you see the ugly scars of pollution, mismanagement, and greed on all sides, but remember that is only skin deep, in every sense of the word. For what you as a species has created cannot taint the very core of your mother, it has only blemished her outer skin, and now what you will apply will not only serve to soothe this tainted skin, it will actually help to heal it fully and completely in every way. For you will learn how to work magic, in ways that we are used to looking upon as everyday and normal, but to you will seem almost too good to be true. For you will learn, or perhaps we should say relearn, to retune and refashion every single substance that needs to be removed from this planet in such a way, no traces will be left of them. Remember, everything in existence comes from the same source. There is nothing in all of creation that is not made of the same simple building blocks. For everything that exists is made up of these two elements, energy and consciousness. And so, what has been created can also be recreated, dismantled and reassembled in such a way, what has been harmful will become beneficial. And remember, What makes green things grow better than anything? Manure, the very stuff that can be dismissed as waste, the very stuff that is the best fertilizer of them all. So as you look around you and see waste and pollution on all sides, know that what you truly see is potential, in a very literal sense, for you already possess everything you need to build the new. All of the building blocks are here already, but they might be in a form that you will dismiss as an inconvenience at best, or a hazard at worst. But it is neither. It is simply energy in a form that you have yet not been able to utilize to its best advantage, but that is what you will learn to do now, in some very surprising ways we might add. For you will be tutored by the experts, and you will learn that what you as humans think of as impossible, is in fact nothing less than simply a matter of refocusing. For you will learn how to bend and twist and shape anything you need into the right stuff, no matter what kind of wrong stuff it may seem to be at the moment, and no matter how hard you try, you will not be able to turn wrong stuff into even worse stuff. For the frequencies that controls these functions, the very vibrations that makes this possible vibrates at such a high frequency, nothing not vibrating at the same high level will be able to literally tune into them. In other words, you cannot create havoc in any way, and you will not destroy anything at all by your inability to understand the complexity of this process. For what you will do, will be as simple as ABC for you, and you will go to the task with a lightness of heart that will assure success on every level. For even if these processes themselves can be construed as extremely advanced and complex by a human brain, this is not something you will have to study hard at science school for years and years in order to master. For you are all masters of this already, and so, all you need to do, is to retrain yourself to master your own doubts as to how and when to do this right. Again, there is no way to do this wrong, you can only do this the right way, and you know the right way already. And this is what will start to resurface in you all now, as you bit by bit allow those old ideas of limitation to finally fall to the ground. And as you do that, you will start to see how things literally start to come together around you, and more, the bits and pieces of your dreamland will become visible. Not just for you, but for anyone who chooses in their hearts to refocus on the light. Remember, even if you are the pioneers, there are millions upon millions out there ready to step across the same divide that you have managed to bridge, and as soon as you start to furnish this new world with the necessary constructions, they cannot fail to notice what is going on. And so, they will add their light to these proceedings, making the ball roll faster and faster, and this tight weave of light grow bigger and bigger, again catching more and more from falling into the deep crevasse they have been contemplating falling further down into. In other words, this will be a spiral of light growing forever outwards, touching more and more hearts as it goes, and this in turn will make the spiral pick up even more speed. And do not think that you have fallen off the tracks if you fail to see some changes in your own life in the imminent future. For they are already there, but as these complex patterns also allow for individual journeys, remember that your path may be a far more complex one than that of your neighbor, but they are all adding the same incredible momentum to this ever-growing spiral of unfolding light that you have all set into motion by your unrelenting push to get away from the old densities and into the fresh and uplifting airs of tomorrow. But now you are finally here, and now it will finally start to unfold in all of its glory, and we cannot wait to see just what you will stumble across first. For as we told you in an earlier missive, let your curiosity lead the way, for it will indeed lead you to all of these hidden treasures that awaits you all, ready for you to discover them. So seek and ye shall find, in every way and in every direction, and what you find you will use to create the new, the place for everyone that seek to start to live life to the full, thriving out in the full light and no longer hiding in the deep and dark shadows of yesteryear. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com